Joining me now is CBS News Justice reporter Paula Reid. Okay, Paula, I want to tackle this legal side of it all. You know, what do you think it is that the agents need to do in order to get a search warrant like this? I was struck by this line in the Washington Post reporting here that a federal judge had reason to believe Manafort could not be trusted to turn over all records in response to a grand jury subpoena.
Well, that's right. The FBI can't just show up at your door and take whatever it wants. They need a search warrant. So in a case like this, FBI agents would join up with federal prosecutors and they would go before a judge, and the FBI agent would need to file an affidavit under oath saying why they believe that a search of this house, of this residence, of this car, or whatever it is, could yield evidence of a crime. And after it's all over, Manafort will be provided with a copy of that after the search is over, not just the case. He will be provided with a copy of the list of things that they were authorized to search for and to seize.
So Manafort has voluntarily met with the Senate staff. His lawyers said that he's cooperating. But the fact that they launched this raid, and even the Washington Post reporting saying that they weren't sure that he would turn over all the records, does this suggest that he isn't cooperating?
Perhaps. There's a few different reasons why the FBI may want to do a search of the house instead of just issuing a subpoena and asking them to hand over the documents. One is if, yes, Manafort's not cooperating, or if they have reason to believe he may cooperate a little, but not fully. If they believe there's some things he's not going to turn over. But, Rena, what we know is doing something like this, it clearly sends a message to Manafort and all the other targets of this investigation, saying quite clearly, we are proceeding and we are not going to rely on Congress for this.
Yeah, it's hard to ignore that may be a signal that some of Trump associates may be getting. I want to ask you about the New York Times reports that they're also going after tax documents and foreign bank records. What exactly happens, Paul, with all that evidence that they've collected?
The Special Counsel's office is going to review all the evidence that they collect. Rena, this is a unique case because, of course, we don't know if a crime has actually been committed. It's not like a murder where you have a body and then you got to search around and figure out who done it. Here, they're just going to gather as much evidence as they possibly can and then look at whether or not they have enough evidence to support criminal charges. And if they do, one of two things can happen. First of all, they could file charges, or they could look at whoever they believe they have enough evidence on to support those charges and then work with them, potentially try to flip them to get more evidence on someone who is perhaps more high profile.
Yeah, so many twists and turns to all of this. Paula Reid, thank you very much for joining us.